Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. The game is back. It's been remastered, remade, revamped, and it's looking great. So we are on Xbox One X here, which has 4K resolution with HDR support. It's looking fantastic. Really, the game is just absolutely beautiful. I wish this thing would stop bothering me. So this is the sort of campaign aspect of the experience. The adventure mode, you can play it in classic, or you can play it with the new style, which allows for difficulty options. One thing I didn't like is that you can't switch difficulties while you're playing, so you got to kind of start a new campaign, as to say, in order to play. Another aspect of the game that's a little bit disappointing is the loading. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of show off the loading screen here. You have to deal with quite a fair bit of it, and it can actually feel pretty long. Once you're in a race, you can just keep resetting things and it's fine, but just like the gap between jumping into another race is a little ridiculous. Then you get these gorgeous opening sort of cutscenes and a look at the levels. There are a ton of levels, and we're going to show that off later as we go into quick play after this. I just wanted to give a sense of what the adventure mode is kind of like. So this is the narrative driven thing. There's like an alien guy, he's coming down and he's like a big racing person. So you're kind of dealing with that. You can pick your character, there's tons of customization, which we'll show off a bit later. But yeah, generally the racing game is back. You can play 4 players. You can do that locally, online. Pretty great. And I mean locally as in like straight up split screen, which is nice. If you're playing online, it goes up to 8 players competitively. When I said 4 players, I entirely meant, how many people you could have on your Xbox at a time. Online it goes up to 8, and you can compete in a variety of kind of modes, which is really nice. But at the same time, and I don't know if this is going to be sort of better later on, at the current point the servers are a bit of a mess, and they are just really not working at the moment. Wow, I got really screwed over on that one. So yeah, super laggy. I mean, you can play matches, but it's completely like kind of broken and stuff, so hopefully that gets patched up shortly. I mean, it's an Activision game. I wouldn't expect it to. Usually their multiplayer stuff, they get everything together really fast, so it'll be fixed soon, I would imagine. Yeah, it's just kind of cool to be able to experience this full sort of game online with your friends. Like, there's private matches too if you don't want to just like matchmake with others, or you can just play it locally with your friends too. You get a variety of modes. I just wanted to jump right into this kind of like campaign type area just to show it off so you get an idea of what the action is like. So you're basically racing, you're trying to complete levels, come in first place in order to get keys, and with those keys you are able to unlock sort of boss fights where they have specialty things, and then you unlock new characters and stuff like that too as you work through it, and different kind of items for your vehicles, which are nice. And it's kind of a way to teach the game as well as give a little bit of a story and introduce all of the different levels. But the real fun of this is, not necessarily playing through this, but just playing the quick play, playing online. That'll be the real magic of this. I think personally that this is an absolutely beautiful effort. I mean, the characters look great, the animations are fantastic, the levels are stunning. There's also shortcuts you can find on levels too, and other little hidden secrets which are really nice. I just think like level of detail wise, trap wise, the variety, it's just a really large, in-depth package that I'm pleasantly surprised about. I think it's really cool. And then you get like coins, which is sort of an interesting system, and then you use the coins in order to buy certain gear, and we're going to show that off in a sec here. There we go. Now we got the trophy at the end there. Yay! Oh, cool. Again, the loading a little bit way too long. Seeing how fast races can be. Yeah, skip along here, buddy. Let's get going. And then we get in here. Obviously, like the campaign kind of section area, and then we get this stupid thing that I just want to disappear. It gives you tips that you already know about. Just be quiet, Aku. Yeah, and you can. I guess I get it. I got new customization. So yeah, you can customize things. You kind of go here. You can do this like in the menus. You can change your characters. There's a bunch of different characters available, and you unlock them as you play more stuff. Difficulty-wise, there's I find it kind of hard to play In the more difficult sections, the AI just seems to be really quick and aggressive with certain bombs, but I mean, there are options for any type of player. I find easy too easy, and then I find medium kind of like too hard sometimes, and that's just my opinion on it. So those are the kind of characters, and then we got karts, and you unlock different kart bodies as you keep playing and doing various things. Different paint jobs, so you can customize your vehicle. Different wheel options. Sticker options. Oh, and there's also character skin color options. And you unlock different versions of your characters and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So just a fun little extra when it comes to customization. Moving past that, you can also, there's like a full hint section that tells you what's happening. You can go to options and you can adjust things on gameplay, such as the minimap, your boost bar style, if you want intro cutscenes, nitro wheels, and here are the controls. I play with the alternative controls because my A buttons kind of really double click sometimes, so I'm playing with RT being the accelerate, so I'm on an alternate control scheme, but it's basically the same thing. Just some of the buttons are switched around. And you can just drive around and power slide and, you know, go out of the power slide. It's kind of a bad one. But you can see, like, there's all these different sort of, like, levels you could play here. And then the boss areas, and you can move around. And it's sort of like an open world hub area that just kind of gets you to fly while driving around and checking everything out. But we are going to switch over to the kind of main area so that we can show off that part of the game. Cool, so we're in the main menu here. Obviously, the adventure was what we were just playing. Then we have local arcades, so that you can do like a single race, cup race, just kind of showing off the different types of racing options that are available. We're probably going to do a battle in a sec here, and then there's the online, which we kind of mentioned about, where you're either matchmaking or playing a private match, and I just wanted to show that off quickly. Yeah, there we go. So you can go private match and go to lobby. You just pick the type of race you want to do. Matchmaking, you just matchmake and then you jump right into a game. It's really fast paced, or you can see your friends. Easygoing menu thing. Great, so we're going to, just the pit stop here. This is where you buy things with the coins that you've unlocked. It's got like daily deals and stuff like that. Numbers packs. And I believe there's like a bit of a cap off or something for online play, just so you know. So local arcade, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do a battle. And as you can see, they're just like an absolute pile of maps. And I mean, this is just for the battle. We'll show off the single race area just so you can see how many maps are present in this game. All beautifully designed, colorful, flowing, animated, tons of detail, you know, based on this franchise, if you're familiar with it. The other remaster they did is really great too, for the actual regular kind of an insane trilogy. I definitely suggest checking that one out if you're a Crash fan and you somehow missed it. And yeah, just again, like the quantity of maps that are present in this game is crazy. So we'll do a battle, and we'll battle in, I don't know, something like a little bit weird. Desert Storm? Let's do Desert Storm. And then we can like limit the battle and see how many players and time limits and everything like this. Throw a bunch of AI in there. And capture the flag. Last card standing. Let's do a capture the flag because that sounds fun. Cool. And then we'll just jump in really right away, and we can show off, you know, just what this kind of mode is like in the game. Here we go. We're going in for some capture the flag. This should be a lot of fun. And we've got a lot of AI opponents rolling in here. You get like a little bit of a speed boost if you hit it right at the right time. Doesn't really help too much, but yeah. So this is obviously, if you're familiar with karting type games of the past, you go around and they provide usually a battle type situation. I'm actually really liking this. I sort of wish we had more karting type games nowadays, actually. It just seems like the genre completely vanished for a time there, which is a little disappointing. Considering how much fun this is to actually just go around and like kart on all these beautiful maps. And this is like the first you know, sort of really in-depth, large-scale kart game that I've seen in just ages. Like, I mean, you see kart games come out, but they're usually like smaller, little downloadable things, or they're not built on big franchises, or they're based on like, you know, some franchise, because there's like a Nickelodeon one or something. but it doesn't feel, you know, scale-wise quite as big of an effort as this one has been. Ooh, look, I'm invisible. That's kind of funny. And just again, showing this off here, it's kind of funny. Just this capture the flag situation where all these players are rolling around. It's kind of fun. A little bit more dynamic play as it's, you know, competitive, instead of being something like where you're just racing one another. And I think that's sort of fun, is the fact that you can play it many different ways. You don't necessarily need to just be racing either, right? Because I know that's a lot of the fun in the Mario Kart, is that you're able to do all sorts of little battle challenges and stuff. Nice. Oh, I got an achievement too. That's pretty cool. So that's our flag there. Oh, I've already used every power up once in the arena. That's awesome. So then you can see where the flags spawn, and you come in and you try to grab it, and then everybody is racing after you, and you got to deal with that, obviously. Wild action. Uh-oh. Blue flag stolen. That's not good. As I'm going to get hit by a missile. Ah! Yeah, as I get blasted away here. Try to grab the flag. Oh yeah, I should also mention that there are like perspectives you can click. Well, I guess the control scheme depends if you have a regular or not. You can tap. I'm using RB, and then you can change the perspective here. But there should be a button option in the regular one too. And then you can get more of like a zoomed out look at things. And then yeah, you got the power slide for either way. You can see how that bar fills up as you're able to kind of use it to your advantage in order to get places quickly. So our flag keeps getting taken. The Wampa fruit in the top right, you use that to kind of accelerate the power of your characters and everything, and your weapons and all that. It's kind of nice. We're gonna go back to a traditional race. Good. So we're gonna do a single race, and we're gonna do something, I don't know, one of the later ones. I love Coco's map. I think that one's really lovely, but we'll do something with Electron Avenue looks really cool. Laps 3, easy. Sure, I want to make myself look good. And you can mirror it too, which is nice. Great. And ready. There we go. What a lovely looking map. Just like, it's crazy to see this selection of levels, like this quantity, you know, brought to life and all remastered and everything. Making them look so good considering the gap in time between when this like originally released and you know what we have now, which is really cool. And they're also distinctly different, in different sizes, and some of them are more wild. It's just like a really different type of kind of level design that you don't really see these days, which is nice, because the karting games, they used to go just wild with creativity on them, and it's just kind of odd that they stopped, to be honest. Yeah. Very strange. So generally we have a very clean HUD, and again, like I mentioned prior, the HUD is something that you can really adjust. I've got the mini-map up, and you know, obviously you don't have to have that. You see the race stats on, oh god, that's not okay. On the left-hand side, you can see where the placement is and everything, and you can see the time on the top left. Pretty easy going. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am sort of quick using my kind of power-ups. You can select them faster than just waiting for them to randomize, which is nice. I think visually the game is really just an absolute treat to the eyes. I mean, I've been kind of going over the visuals here for a long time, but it runs smoothly. It looks really cool. It looks good. It handles it very well. It feels natural, even in today's, you know, kind of control setup. I think they've done a good job with that. And just the selection of characters is unreal. The quantity of like customization, it's just like a really large scale package, and I'm sort of really surprised that they were able to deliver this, which is really nice. Yeah, and it's fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I mean, I haven't played a good karting game in what feels like forever. I mean, I've played some solid ones, because, you know, I review just a ton of games, but yeah, it's really weird to see a full budget, kind of like almost, I guess you could say, AAA style karting game in this day and age. And just like, it's so cool, like these remasters for Crash. I mean, the first remaster we saw was really great. This one is excellent. I don't know what else they could have really done aside from having a better launch for the multiplayer. and really sort of making the loading better, or just having better loading times, because that is definitely hindrances for me. And I mean, I've been cutting those kind of out so you don't see it, but at the same time it's like, you gotta understand just kind of how long the actual loading screens are in this game at times, because I mean the levels themselves aren't too long to play, and it's just like sort of wrecks the flow of it, because this could have been one smooth ride the whole way through. But once you get into the levels, it's totally worth it. It's not even a big deal. It's just nice to see like Crash and all the other characters just roaming around and competing and using all these power-ups. And yeah, that's another thing that's just like plentiful. It seems to be how many power-ups are actually present in the game and all their different functions. Like, it takes a little bit to learn all the mechanics of this one, but you sort of get it pretty fast. I mean, I picked this up without a challenge, at least I think so, just in terms of understanding things. I mean, I could be sort of power sliding more, because I know that's a powerful technique, but yeah. Like, I could see AI being a bit of a difficulty for people, but I mean, there are different modes if you want to have more fun or you want to feel more challenged. I mean, hard is going to be hard. I wish the medium was a little bit more balanced just on some levels. It just seems weird. Oh no. And I love how the like the power-ups and everything, and the sort of hits you have, all have these really gorgeous little animations going on. It's really nice. I've just been doing a lot of like the quick play sort of things, just to show, like, just to try the different maps and that, because I like that more than doing the structured campaign. But I mean, if you want to play the structured campaign, that's also something that they do include in this, which is nice, because I imagine a lot of karting games these days wouldn't really do it, or they do like some sort of like star-based thing. You gotta get like 3 stars for coming in first and doing like secondary and third things too, which I don't really care for at all. Power slide, and the karts are cool. Like, again, this map is just absolutely wild looking. So many of them look just really lovely. And again, performance wise, I really don't have any complaints on things. It all seems to handle well. I do find the AI kind of keeps up with you a little too ridiculously on the other difficulties. They're like, their speed is just like faster than you can go off your base, which can be annoying. But obviously you're not seeing that here, because I'm just rolling through on easy to make myself look like a champ. But that is very much a thing that is happening on those other modes. I thought I'd show off another level. Obviously trying to do something different, just to show off the different parts of gameplay. And a different character too, so you can kind of see what that's like. And yeah, the flow of my discussion on this one is a little bit halted with all the loading that goes on. As I mentioned, loading a lot, but seriously, it's quite detrimental. But it's sort of like really intense and epic seeing all these explosions. I can think you really have a great time playing this with friends, whether that was locally or online. Even by myself, I'm having a really good time with all the different levels that are available, and just the gameplay of it in general is just a lot of fun. Storming around here on the wheels, so many little animation elements of it. It seems like they really took a lot of care to these remasters, and I don't know what else they have to really remaster Activision in this style, but I wish other companies kind of did this sort of level of remastered care, because it really does seem to capture the charm of the original, while really evolving things in a new direction, in regards to them possibly taking this style and maybe doing something new or more with it in the future would be really cool. I'd be down for another all-new kind of karting game, but I mean, this one basically feels like that, so I don't know if that's necessarily needed at this point, but down the line, why not? Or even just a general new Crash Bandicoot would be nice, or Spyro. The Spyro game is really lovely too, the Reignited trilogy. If you've not played that one yet, it's well worth your time, especially on the 1X. It's making these games just look so lovely with that resolution, the 4K there, and the HDR support. I mean, it just really stands out. It looks stunning, and there's like, I was just blown away by how much content is in this game. Just pure content. I've been mentioning this prior, but just how many levels are here, how many maps, how many game modes, the way you can play it all. in like the local split screen, or you can take that split screen group online, or you can just find people online to play with. It's kind of crazy. And then, you know, you got all the characters and stuff. Just a really well developed package that feels full, expansive, and ready to deliver countless hours of intense karting activities as you race around. You know, kind of taking in the sights, or finishing that story, or trying to get TNT off your heads, which I think is a hilarious mechanic. Just a lot of fun.